Hey everyone, and welcome back to What If Kid Goku Turned Super Saiyan? This is part 4. I'll be leaving a link to parts 1 and 2 in the description and in the cards. To recap, Krillin's death at the hands of Tambourine made Goku furious and he transformed into a Super Saiyan. He killed King Piccolo, who never even got a chance to be young again, let alone spit out Piccolo Jr. When Raditz showed up on Earth, Goku transformed in front of him. They trained together at 10 and later 20 times gravity for a whole year, waiting for the arrival of Vegeta and Nappa. Once the two arrived, Goku offered his help in defeating Frieza, as long as the two Saiyans agreed not to harm anyone on Earth. But Frieza had heard about the Super Saiyan, and was only 4 months behind the prince. During this 4 months, the 4 Saiyans trained, giving themselves massive power boosts, until 3 of them surpassed Frieza's first form. Nappa and Raditz easily dispatched Zarbon and Dodoria, with Vegeta killing off Kui. When the Ginyu force arrive, most of them go down quickly, until Ginyu body swaps with Goku, that is. Raditz holds him off alone, but holds back, realising that maybe he does like Kakarot after all. Vegeta steps in and beats Ginyu to a pulp, prompting 2 failed changes. Goku has his broken body back, and Ginyu ends up in a frog's body. For all of 5 seconds before Vegeta squashes him. So, Raditz gave his brother a Senzu Bean from the small pouch Goku had on him, instantly healing his wounds and restoring his power, as well as giving him a pretty hefty Zenkai. Now this was hard for me to decide, but I decided to go with a suggestion that I got in the comments of the last video. Thank you to Urion Limit Breaker for the suggestion. I hope I pronounced that right. Goku got a huge 33 or 34 times boost at this point in the original story. I'm going to go ahead and insert my own headcanon here, so feel free to disagree with it. I don't mind if you have a different idea as to why the Zenkai he received was so massive, that's fine, but this is mine. I think that it was a fluke based on a combination of 3 factors. The first is that Goku was at a forcibly reduced power level at the time. His power was 90,000 tops, but Ginyu really couldn't use that much against Gohan and Krillin. But they didn't want to hurt Goku, so inevitably Vegeta got involved, which leads me to the second, his injuries. Vegeta literally beat the guy until he couldn't move and required hours in a medical bay. And third, the length of his recovery time. The healing pod was no Senzu Bean. I feel that all of this essentially tricked Goku's body into giving him massive gains, which is what I'm going with today. Goku receives a 20 times power boost from this fight. A spike that shocks everyone, especially Vegeta. In a rage, he flies back to Capsule Corp, where he uses the gravity chamber for a further 2 days. Nappa goes with him, as he reasons he can stand to get a little stronger before Frieza arrives as well. Goku chooses to use his last 2 days before Frieza arrives training with his brother outside the gravity chamber. Even if he can't sense Frieza's energy, he knows he's strong enough to defeat his 530,000 power level without even going Super Saiyan. After all, he's sitting pretty at a power level of about 14,400,000. He can afford to take it lightly. However, Frieza has noticed this as well, and he is terrified.
So, this is the power of a Super Saiyan. How dare those filthy monkeys even try to approach my power? I will not stand while a single Saiyan lives.
I'm going to say that before he lands on Earth, Frieza powers up into his final form. Obviously, this breaks his ship, but he has minions to fix that thing for him. Besides, he can breathe in space anyway. Frieza descends to see Raditz, Nappa and Vegeta, along with someone he doesn't know. He must be the Super Saiyan. He fires a death beam towards Goku, who easily deflects it. Frieza launches himself at Goku, but Vegeta gets in his way. I could see that you want to fight Kakarot, Frieza, but the real Super Saiyan is right here! Even after seeing a Super Saiyan firsthand, Vegeta believes that he is one, or at least that he's close. 3 guesses what happens here. Vegeta, even at a power level of 1 million, gets curb stomped by Frieza, until Goku gets in the way. The Prince is given the last Senzu Bean, and forced to stand back and watch Goku and Frieza battle it out for the fate of the Earth. The fight rages on in base form, neither fighter giving an inch, until Frieza overwhelms Goku and blasts him into a mountain. Goku is injured now, but enjoying himself immensely. The fight goes on until Goku realises he's outmatched. He smirks at Frieza, and asks if he wants to see a real Super Saiyan. Frieza scoffs. this monkey actually thinks he's a Super Saiyan, after the beatdown he just received. But the laughter soon turns to shock as Goku starts to glow and powers up into Super Saiyan. Frieza is speechless, and soon enough he's begging to power up to 100%. I don't see Goku having a problem with this, so he'd wait. When 100% isn't enough, Frieza fires a death ball at the planet, but this time there's 3 other Saiyans there to intercept the blast. They manage to deflect it by working together, while Goku lays the smackdown on Frieza. With the Earth safe and Frieza running low on power, he resorts to cutting Goku in half and, well, we all know how that turns out. Dying on the floor, Frieza begs for mercy, which Goku is quick to give. But just like in the original story, Frieza turns the power back on Goku. This time, the evil Emperor Frieza is vaporized by Goku. So what now? Obviously King Cold is still out there, and Vegeta knows that all too well. He's ill at ease, and goes off on his own to train. Nappa is left to celebrate Frieza's defeat with Goku and Raditz. Almost 2 years pass with no incident. Frieza has spent almost all of his time at Capsule Corp, training in the Gravity Room, while Goku has been working on the Super Saiyan form and spending time with his family. Raditz has been around, spending much of his time trying to get himself accustomed to a normal life on Earth. Choosing to live in the bustling city, he enjoys the peace, but still trains with his brother, and even Gohan, as often as he can. This Gohan would be a lot weaker due to having no prior combat experience, but he is learning quickly. Nappa, meanwhile, has spent a lot of time alone, reflecting on his life and striving for greater heights. Since Vegeta won't let Nappa train with him, he's been given a portable gravity chamber and a bunch of supplies by Bulma, and he spends most of his time in the Earth wastelands. Sometimes he's joined by Krillin, who has been firm friends with the Big Lug ever since training together in the Gravity Room. Suddenly, they sense the power. It's greater than Frieza. Vegeta smirks. So the king has finally arrived. When King Cold's ship lands, the Saiyans are there to greet him. Now, although Cold is stronger than Frieza, and even assuming that he has additional transformations, I'm not going to pretend that I think he's anywhere close to where Goku would be, especially after almost 2 extra years of training. This Goku is far beyond the one who returned from Yardrat in the original story, albeit without instant transmission. What happens here is essentially the same as what happened earlier in the Frieza fight. Vegeta is overconfident to begin with, but soon realises that he's nothing compared to Cold, and especially Goku. When Goku turns into a Super Saiyan and kills King Cold, Vegeta flies into a rage, screaming that Kakarot is low-class trash, and he'll prove it. Vegeta leaves and blasts himself off into space. And that's where I think we'll leave it for today. What do you guys think of the story so far? Is Vegeta's new rage enough to turn him into a Super Saiyan? And what about Trunks? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments. I would like to take the time to apologise for my absence for the past month. A lot of personal things have been going on, and I thank all of you for sticking with me. Since I'm not monetized on here, the best way to support me right now is to listen to my music over at Valsteer and my band Without My Addiction. I'll leave all the links in the description. Maybe I'll start up a Patreon. Let me know what you think. In the meantime, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you liked this story. Until next time.